Have you ever noticed how weird GTA San Andreas looks on the PS3 and Xbox 360? The colors feel off, the lighting is strange, and CJ's face just looks like he's had better days. Well, here's why. Instead of porting the original PS2 version, Rockstar had Grove Street Games adapt the mobile version for consoles. Yep, the PS3 and Xbox 360 versions are actually based on the iOS and Android ports of San Andreas. Those mobile ports were built from the ground up with different lighting, physics, and code. But here's the mobile version couldn't just copy the original PS2 atmosphere. Mobile devices back then were nowhere near as powerful as consoles, so the game had to be optimized for phones. That meant simplified shadows, reduced effects, and an entirely different lighting system. The weather, colors, and even how light bounces in the world were redesigned to work better on tiny screens and weaker hardware. So when that version got ported to PS3 and 360, it brought all of those limitations with it. That's why it feels so different. But here's the big question: why didn't they just port the PlayStation 2 version? The most likely answer is that the original source code was either lost or too difficult to work with. It has to be one of those two reasons, because without the original working source code or a clean, well-documented version of it, there's simply no practical way to update and re-release a PlayStation 2-era game on modern hardware. If the source code was lost, Rockstar literally couldn't use the PlayStation 2 version, because modern consoles require updated file structures and system compatibility that just can't be pulled from a final retail disc. And if the code wasn't lost but was still hard to work with, it probably wasn't well documented or optimized for reuse, which means trying to rebuild or port it would have taken tons of development time, basically like remaking the game from scratch. So, think of it like trying to recreate your favorite homemade dish, but you've lost the original recipe and even some of the ingredients. You could spend hours experimenting to get it just right, or, honestly, you could use a simpler, faster recipe that tastes different but is a lot easier to make. Rockstar chose the quicker recipe to get the game out on newer consoles. Rebuilding the game the hard way would have cost a lot more time and money, so Rockstar took a shortcut. They reused the mobile version because it was already running on newer systems and, honestly, was just easier to adapt for PlayStation 3 and Xbox 360. But, that shortcut came with a cost. The console versions ended up with downgraded graphics, broken animations, missing details, and bugs. Even the music and sound effects just don't hit the same. It just doesn't feel like the San Andreas we grew up with. So now that you know why it's so different, what do you think? Did Rockstar make the right call by using the mobile version? Or should they have put in the effort to port the original PlayStation 2 game? Let me know your thoughts in the comments below.